Let's follow up on this Fun Zone crane. Last week we had the up-down claw motor burn up on us, and we put a new motor in, and it came in Friday sometime in the early afternoon. I replaced that motor, and then came in Monday morning, and it was on the workbench again. So what we think happened is that we have stuck relays. This is not the board in question. This is a second one, and we'll get into that in a second. What I ended up doing is I replaced the relays on the board. What we also did is we put a 1 amp fuse in that circuit. They come with a 3 amp from the factory, and obviously if the motor fried itself, a 3 amp fuse is a little too high of a rating to put in there. So on the other board that's out in the arcade, we put a 1 amp fuse. We had new relays. I only did one relay on this board because I broke the trace, and I got impatient, right? This is a two-sided circuit board. There's traces on both sides. So we replaced just this relay, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in our second Fun Zone crane and ensure that this is working before we attempt to replace this other relay. This board had no issues with it, right? I kind of just wanted to replace the relays because they got stuck on the other board, and this was kind of a preemptive measure, and it kind of came around to bite me in the butt. So the trace that I broke, I'll put a picture of it in, but I've got a jumper wire installed on the board to bridge that broken trace. So let's go put it in and see if we have fixed it, or well, either way, I have another board, main board, on order, because we don't know. There may be a potential for an issue with the other board that's out there. But for now, we need to see if this is going to run, and if it doesn't run, then we'll have to order another board. So this is the board in the game, the one that we're testing. These two relays control up and down. So one single relay closing runs the claw down. Both of them together in tandem reverses the polarity and runs the claw up. So this one went in yesterday, and we tested it for about 20 minutes, just kind of continuously running it, and everything looks good. Well, now for the moment of truth. Let's turn it on. Hey, we did a test cycle, so that's promising. Let's go ahead and hit free play. Good luck. Cool. Good. Our repaired circuit board is successful. So now that we know it works, I'm going to put the screws in and anchor it back to the board, and we're just going to let it run. We assume that this one is good now because it survived a day and a half, and nothing blew up. So yeah, cool. So we'll go ahead, we'll take this board and we'll put it in the other game, and then when the new motor comes in, we'll put everything back together, and we should be good to go. Well, there's a good chance that we might not need that replacement main board that we ordered, but it may be a good idea to keep it anyways. This is not the only coast-to-coast game that we have. So we've got 2 of these Fun Zones, and we've got some other coast-to-coast crane games. I don't know off the top of my head if they take the same circuit board or not, but if they do, we're gonna have a spare, or we have a spare for these, because these are at the front of the arcade. They're kind of front and center here, so it would be ideal not to have them out of service, right? That's the last thing you want to see when you go into an arcade. You walk in and the first game you see is like out of service or turned off. So we're hoping to avoid that in the future.